time comes when silence is betrayal.
There comes a time when silence helps load the gun. A time when silence licks its fingers and snuffs out the candle of justice. A time where silence grows hate, sharp teeth, where silence can become our last word. We must open our hearts, our minds, our mouths.
Hey, we're in the middle of a revolution because I see the face of things to come. Yes, I do.
Which are broader and deeper than nationalism. We are called to speak for the weak, for the voiceless, for the victims of our nation, for those it calls enemy.
Every time a basic human right is denied in this country or from this country, we create a hell for ourselves, a dystopia where we are all the main characters, an apocalypse that even the zombies would not return for, a terrible television series. If a society is failing, but won't admit that it is failing, it still fails, I assure you. We must create a world worth loving in, a world worth forgiving for, a world worth screaming towards.
And I knew that I could never again raise my voice against the violence of the oppressed in the ghettos without having first spoken clearly to the greatest purveyor of violence in the world today.
My own government wants to give out the silent treatment, wants us all to hush up and remember the good old days, which were really the worst old days. What we must remember is we are not alone in our pain. We must not be alone in our success.
I speak as a citizen of the world, for the world as it stands aghast at the path we have taken. The great initiative in this war is ours. The initiative to stop it must be ours.
For in this world, silence is a weapon, but so is your voice. Choose wisely. Choose with us. Imagine a world where we are all and us. A world where human nature inspires awe, not fear.
We as a nation must undergo a radical revolution of values. We must rapidly begin the shift from a thing-oriented society to a person-oriented society, when machines and computers, profit motives and property rights are considered more important than people. The giant triplets of racism, extreme materialism, and militarism are incapable of being conquered.
We must stop birthing new monsters. We cannot raise racism or classism or homophobia or transphobia or ableism or ageism or anything that must be fed hate to stay alive. We cannot afford with quiet cost, my people. The price is unforgivably steep. It costs us each other every time.
A nation that continues year after year to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual death.
Our spirit is what needs raising, must be nourished, must be taught to walk, to talk back.
These are revolutionary times. All over the globe, men are revolting against old systems of exploitation and oppression. And out of the wombs of a frail world, new systems of justice and equality are being born. This call for a worldwide fellowship that lifts neighborly concern beyond one's tribe, race, class, and nation is in reality a call for an all-embracing and unconditional love.
We are always on the verge of being mesmerized by uncertainty, but love is somehow the key which unlocks the door that leads to ultimate reality. Toni Morrison said, "The purpose of freedom is to free someone else."
Now let us begin. Now let us rededicate ourselves to the long and bitter but beautiful struggle for a new world. We chose as our motto to save the soul of America.